Well, back by popular demand, we can say that because he had beer last time. Darren's not got to get the beer man back on. Let's get him on. He's a good friend. And because we're talking about Ian Burns. How you going, Ian?
I'm going great. How are you? Tracy the Big D, how you going?
Well, we're a little bit...
Burnsy.
He's been waiting to say that all day. He goes, when are you going to go, Burnsy?
Well, I think the Big D's very impressive.
Well... He thinks he is sometimes, but we're gonna leave that one out on the voting lines or something. Okay, so we've gone from good friends, we've had a few beers, we're chatting to a few good friends, and you've put yourself into a place where you're thinking about what's life going to be like, what's doing. Tell us about the new song Boundary Rider.
The Boundary Rider is all about. I was at work at the time, that daytime thing that pays for the nighttime thing for me, and I was. Oh, look, I guess we all get a little bit like it. I was probably would have rather been anywhere except there that particular time. And I just thought, what would it be like just to, in this case, get on a horse and just ride off into the distance and for a little while not look back? And what would that feeling be like just to be able to ride off and forget things for a while? And that's where that song was born and went from there.
And, listening to the song, you take us around that, you take us off that boundary and away we go. Have you ever ridden at boundaries?
I ride. I actually do ride. I'm a crazy endurance rider. I do. I've got a Mad Arab and I do long distance races, really, 80, 100 kilometre, up to 160 kilometre rides on my horse. So I actually do, yes.
So does that make you a bit of a loner?
That makes me crazy. There's plenty of other mad people out there that do it. But yeah, I do. All the training that I do with her is a lot of time riding on my own, just me and her. And I really do enjoy that downtime. And it's time to think. And actually, I get a lot of song ideas while I'm riding my horse, mostly about crazy Arabs. But apart from that, it gives me time to think.
One of the things that got me with the whole thought process of prologue, if you like, of the song of what would you miss if you went and would you be missed?
Yeah.
What's your answer? But more importantly, how would you feel if you weren't missed?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I wanted to throw in on that song was that feeling of would anybody miss you, which is kind of that's a bit of a downer moment. But it was just an interesting feeling that I was having is if you did that, would anyone miss you? Hopefully there would be. I'd like to think there would be. And what would I miss? Yeah, we're all part of it. And I guess my main thing that I miss, of course, would be my family, my wife and my kids and everything like that. I think they'd notice after a week or so.
But it is something, does leave you really thinking when you listen to the song. And I hope our listeners, when they listen to it tonight, really just sit back and just listen to the words of the song and hop on that horse and think about where you're going, what you're doing, what is here, and there are a lot of people out there that people don't think they have anything. So, go on that horse in your mind and go for that ride because you know what? There is people here and there is something to come back for. So it's got so many different meanings, this song. Is it the sort of thing you set out to have the multi-meaning, or was it just something that you really came up with when you were out riding your horse?
It was a bit of both. I think as I was writing the song, because I was literally in a stable at the time with a horse when I was writing this song. And I think that as I was getting the ideas of the song, and when I'm getting a rough idea like that, I generally sing it or into my phone, and I'll try and work on it verse by verse. And I think as the song was forming, I was actually getting these questions of, exactly what we just spoke about. If you did ride off into the distance, what would you miss? Who would miss you? Things like that. Almost would it be possible to actually do it? With all the tie downs we have for ourselves that, the limitations we put on ourselves now. I know with myself, there's car loans, there's mortgages, there's things like that. With the pressure we put on ourselves at the same time, is it even possible to do it? And so, from there, would it be possible to do it and who would miss you? With all things that came to mind as I wrote it.
Yeah, I've just been thinking about would I be missed, and I reckon everyone would say, where's the man with the wallet? And then, Ian Burns' Facebook page is on Facebook, Ian Burns, the spelling's the normal way. Why don't you give Ian a shout, like him on Facebook, and give him some feedback about what you think about the songs so far, both of these songs, and maybe let him know what you would miss,
Yeah.
and whether you would be missed and everything. It's a nice talking point, and a great feedback, I think, for there. Ian, it's great to catch up with you. Let's give everyone the opportunity now to ponder on whether they would be missed. Here's his brand new single called The Boundary Rider.
Thank you so much.